Hello, boils and ghouls, and everyone creepy in between. This is another episode of the Average Ghost Mom podcast. Y'all, I cannot even. I cannot even. These. Well, no, not these, because this is coming out way later than when it actually happened. But I had a. I had a crazy 3 weeks. Like the end of October, beginning of November. There's like a 3 week segment where I basically almost had something happening every single day that was out of like my ordinary uh routine. Cause like my routine, wake up, feed Ava, take her to school, come home, work, pick Ava up, work a little more, do dinner, chillax, go to bed. And then like Ava goes to bed too in the top of that. The top of that. At the end of that. And that's like an average weekday, and then weekends, just, go grocery shopping at some point and then pick Ava up, you know? Something might be going on. But my weekends are a lot more flexible as far as like what's happening. But during the weekday, when I'm working, I have a routine, you know? And if something's happening during that day, then I'm like, ugh, God, like it's so crazy today, all because of like one little thing, you know. If it's a little bit out of routine, I still feel like, ooh, crazy, like, ooh, something happening. And then when I have 3 weeks of almost consecutive back to back, ooh, something's happening, you know. So I know not last week because last week was the Thanksgiving episode, but 2 weeks ago I had mentioned that I was going out and seeing my dad out in Talladega, and then I had a birthday party, a kid's birthday party to go to, and then what else? A play date. Was it a play date? Hold on. Oh, the bird feeder project, and there was a meeting at the school, and then I had another meeting at the school. It was a different meeting, and we had picture day coming up, and yeah, that was the beginning of the crazy 3 weeks. Talladega, birthday party, bird feeder project. Like, go get the stuff for the bird feeder project was on Sunday, and then Tuesday morning was the bird feeder project. Monday, I had a meeting after work that I had to go to at the school. That Tuesday morning was the bird feeder project. And then Friday, or was it just the weekend? I had something. Oh, we had a play date Friday. I think that's what it was. Maybe not. I don't remember. But I know Saturday I had a board meeting at the school that I wanted to attend. And then that following Monday was picture day, which okay. My child is only 6. So like on one hand, like Kristana, it's okay. Ava's only 6. It's just first grade. Like it's okay. Like it's cute because she's a kid. I already got the results back. We already got the pictures back. I still have to order them and then like mail them out to people, but I have I have the pictures. These people, they could have done something for my child. Her hair, I did her hair the same way I did her hair for her first for kindergarten, okay? It was a half up, half down ponytail. High pony, okay? Half up, half down, high pony. She has a whole piece of hair that's on the side of her head that is doing God knows what. I don't know what it thinks it's doing, where it's trying to go. It's not trying to go with the rest of her hair. The rest of her hair is all like laying nice, how it's supposed to be, and she has this one like lock of hair that like comes out, squiggles around, goes down, goes this way, goes that way, does not go with the rest of her hair. People, her teachers could have been, oh, let's just tuck this behind your ear, baby. Or like, hey, let's just bring some of this hair forward so it kind of covers it. The person taking the picture could have been, ooh, hey, let's just fix her hair. Just, just do that. Easy, tuck it behind the ears, nobody would have noticed it. But why didn't, it's a simple fix. Do you think I sent her to school with her hair looking wacko like that? Come on, help a girl out. She doesn't know any better. She can't go in the bathroom and look in the mirror and say, "Oh, hey, I should probably fix that." She just looks at her face and says, "Nothing's on it. All good." Like, I get she's only 6, like, ugh, whatever. It'll be a cute little thing. So, ugh, whatever. It's fine. I asked for some people's opinion and they're like, "No, it looks fine. It looks cute." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess if you guys aren't like her hair, if you guys aren't pointing it out, then I guess I shouldn't make that much of a deal about it, I suppose." So, picture day was Monday and I've already got the results back. Um, it's fine. That, like, Wednesday, Thursday? No, it was Thursday. Thursday, she had a half day of school. So I already have to, like, move my lunch break from being the second to last to being the first in, like, the list of lunch breaks because I work remotely, and so my whole team is remote, and they're all across America. Like, we've got some people who live on Eastern, some people who live in Central, and some people who live in Mountain Time. And people don't start in accordance to their time zones necessarily. Like, I work a Mountain Time zone, but I live Central, but my lunch break is not until 2:45 Central, and but all my branches are on Eastern Time, so my lunch break for them isn't until 3:45, which is like the end of their day. So it's kind of weird, but like it's so that way I can go pick up Ava from school. Like, that's what I use my lunch break for, is to go pick her up from school. And but now since she has a half day, I have to be the first one to go on break so I can go pick her up because that's what I use my lunch break for. Which is fine, whatever. So that's already was kind of like a, Oh, that's right. Thursday, I also okay. So we were supposed to do a play date Wednesday, but Wednesday, her friend Lindley vomited at school. And general school rules is if you vomit, you have to be 24 hours before you come back. So that means Lindley wouldn't be able to come back until Friday. Um, and her mom, my friend, she was like, "Oh no, I don't know what I'm gonna do because no one can stay home and watch her." And she's like, "I just started this new job and like I can't really miss any days." And I'm like, "I can just watch her," because we had both deduced that it's not like she doesn't have a stomach bug. She wasn't having a fever. She wasn't feeling bad. She just vomited. Probably just something that wasn't agreeing with her stomach. She was the whole rest of the day she was fine. So I'm like, just leave her home with me. And besides, Ava has a half day, so this will help me because then the girls can go play up in her room and they won't bother me for the rest of my day. Oh, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. This is not like she's actually sick. Like, it's not like we're gonna get anything. It's not like she has the flu. So Thursday, I helped watch Lindley, and oh my God, Lindley was so sweet. I wish I could trust my child to act the same way that Lindley did. Lindley's mom is raising her child so well. And I know that Lindley acts different for her mom than she does for like me necessarily, but that's good, you know? Like, they're one of the reasons why people think why kids act, so crazy for their parents, but they act so well for other people is because like their parents is their safe space, and these other people they're like, oh, like I don't know what's acceptable and not acceptable, so I need to be good, you know, or at least like on my best behavior because I don't know what I'm going to get in trouble for with her or with them. But I know what I am and am not going to get in trouble with my parents, and I know I can do these things and I won't get in trouble. And to us, it's like, why the fuck are you acting like you just ran up the damn wall a million times, you know? Anyway, so I had Lindley over for that day, and we picked up Ava, brought her home around lunch, and they went up and played, and then we went out to Hibachi. When I finally got off work and Lindley's mom came over, we went out to Hibachi, which was awesome. I got to try a new hibachi place, and Ava's been asking to go to hibachi. She's like, "Can we go to the place where they cook the food in front of you?" Ava loves hibachi. She loves the little show. She loves the onion volcano the most, apparently. And yeah, it was really good. I'm really happy that we went. I'm really happy that we went. And then the next day was Halloween. So Ava didn't have school because that was parent teacher conference day, which is also why they had a half day on that Thursday because of parent teacher conferences. But I still had to work because, adult stuff. But we went to parent teacher conferences. She has very good grades. I'm happy to report she's doing well in math and she's doing well in reading, which is kind of like the two biggest spots in the American school system that people kind of care for most about is how well can you do math? How well can you read? You know? And I also know those were like some really big struggle points with the pandemic in America. So it's really good to see that the teachers are like, yeah, no, like she's pushing herself, she's challenging herself because, Montessori school kind of is a little more flexible in their curriculum. And it's good to hear that she's doing what she's supposed to do, plus a little extra. And um, she's got the same problem as her mom when her mom was in school. Um, so the teacher said, on one hand, she is super nice to everyone. She gets along with everyone and she basically is friends with everyone. She can pop into any group and work well with any of them. She gets along and she's super fluid and flexible. And just a reminder, her class is not only first graders, it's first, second, and third graders, but there's only 23 students in her class. So 23 students, and it's a made up of first, second, and third graders. That's just how Montessori works. And so she's able to work with second graders and third graders in a group projects and work fine. She doesn't have any issues with anybody. To which later Ava goes, yeah, but except for that one boy. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Well, clearly, it's not that big of a problem if the teachers didn't say anything, you know? So they're like, on one hand, she gets along with everybody. On the other hand, she doesn't stop talking, which is, kind of why she gets along with everybody because she's able to, gets along, but then she just doesn't stop talking. She needs sometimes a little she needs reminders to focus and reminders that it's a quiet time. It's quiet time. We have to be quiet right now. We have to use our listening ears to listen to what the teacher is saying. Or hey, let's focus back on the project at hand. Let's focus back on the task at hand, doing math. You guys, let's not talk about all this other stuff. Let's focus on your math. Let's get it done. And talking a lot is definitely something that I know came back on my report card. Um, which I got better. I mean, I got better as I got older because I understood, like, oh, I need to stop talking right now. But as a kid, I know that I was talking a lot. I remember Miss Palmer as a kindergartner. I'm pretty sure Miss Palmer, Mrs. Walker, or Miss Walker, Mrs. Palmer, Miss Walker, and Miss North, Mrs. North. I know that's my kindergarten, first, and second grade teachers. And I will confidently sit here and say each of them all told my mom she talks a lot. But that's the only thing that's wrong. I know I talked a lot. So, and I figured Ava would too. But, honestly, as long as that's the only thing and she's not falling behind in her studies and stuff and in understanding what she's supposed to understand as she understands it, that's fine. That's okay. Ava's not the first girl in history to talk too much. Certainly not the first student any teacher has ever had that talks too much. So I have full confidence that the teachers will be able to, deal with that appropriately, of course. So, but other than that, no, good grades, great grades. She's doing good. She's passing everything as far as I can tell. I think their grading system is not confusing, but definitely not as broken down as normal school system. From what I can tell, they don't do ABC. Or maybe they do, and just the progress reports don't show that as much as like a semester report would maybe show those. I don't know. I don't know. That's something I should probably ask him about, though. Is how does anyway, that's for later. That's for future Kristana to worry about. Um but no, then we had our Halloween party afterwards. Oh god, it was so awesome. It was so fun. It made so happy, so happy. So let's see. I made a I made some pizzas. One of them was in the shape of a pumpkin and it had pepperonis all on it, and then one of them was in the shape of a ghost and it was cheese, except the pizza crust ended up forming a really big bubble kind of in the middle, and it looked like a boob. So we should kind of refer to it as a boo bee. Get it? Boo bee, because it was on a ghost. And go say boo. It was a boo bee. LOL. Anyway, carry on. So I had some pizza, and then I had some kind of mummy dogs, you could call them, but I cut up some croissants, and I had some Nathan's wieners, good kind, and I wrapped the croissant around them, kind of like a mummy wrap, and then I baked them. And they turned out really, really good. Um, let's see. And then I found some chocolate cookies. Toll House this year had two kind of limited edition Halloween seasonal cookies. They both kinds had sprinkles, but one, the chocolate cookies, had sprinkles that were artificial dye free. So they were naturally dyed, which was awesome. So I grabbed them. However, I do have to say they did not taste very well. I don't know if that was just like the pack I got didn't taste good, or if this flavor by Toll House didn't taste good. Um, Maybe that's why there was a lot of cookies left in the fridge at Walmart because they're not good. I probably will not get them next year. Um, what else? I did some fruit skewers. I had strawberries and blueberries, and then I had some extra spider rings, and we kind of attached them to there. Just as a little like, ooh, because what kind of kid doesn't like strawberries and blueberries? So the pizza, the hot dogs, the fruit skewers. I had some cupcakes. Did chocolate cupcakes because Ava wanted chocolate cupcakes, and then I just put some vampire teeth and spider rings on them. I had a little, oh, probably the highlight, the star, was the caramel apple station. So I had a little fondue set, and I put some caramel in there to help keep it warm, and I cut up some green apples and some Honeycrisp apples, and then I got the chocolate fountain out, and I had kind of a little chocolate fountain, and then we crushed up some Reese's Pieces, some peanuts, and some pretzels. So you put your apple slice on a skewer, dip it in whatever adhesive you want, whether it is caramel or chocolate, and then you dip it in the toppings. Oh, Reese's Pieces with caramel on an apple was phenomenal. And I will 10 out of 10 do that again. But what I'll probably do next time is I'll probably like pre do them rather than having chocolate fountain and then a warm bowl of caramel over an open flame kind of thing. Just because I was kind of really messy. It was a lot. So I'll probably just pre-make them next time. But I probably honestly will probably make this snack like throughout the year. It was really good. And we like caramel apples in our house. Now we do. Josh has always liked them. I think Ava's always liked them. I've never really been a fan of caramel, but I don't know, whatever it is about this one was really good. So I'll definitely look to do it again in the near future. And then I had popcorn set out, but nobody really wanted any, and that's okay. I'm not butthurt about that. So that was the food, and let's see, it was my best friend, her husband, and her brother came, and then Josh's best friend and his two kids came. So, and that's all that we needed. I did invite Josh's friend's sister and her son to come, but her son is autistic, so it was already kind of like a big deal to get him out of the house and to go trick or treating even. He just turned I don't know, like 9 or 10 or something. No, I think he's like 8 or 9. He's a young age, and he's really autistic. And she said that he went a block and a half trick or treating this year before he was pooped out, and that's a record for him. So honestly, that's awesome. And I was not upset that they weren't able to make it. I completely understand. That's when I invited her. I was like, if Josh, or excuse me, not Josh. His name isn't Josh. If your son has the energy to come, I'm please come. But I totally understand if he goes trick or treating and he's like, no, bedtime. Good night, mom. She's like, honestly, if we can even get him out of the house to go trick or treating, that will be a blessing in itself. So I'm like, hey, I get it. I get it. So he did a block and a half of houses. Go kid. You did it. Good job. Um, so Ava had two other kids that she was playing with, which was fun. It was great. Let's see, they decorated. So I found this poster sheet of pumpkins, and it has like facial stickers, like eyes, nose, mouth, glasses, whatever. If you want to put glasses, and so it's kind of like Mr. Potato Head, but 2D. So they were able to decorate the pumpkins how they wanted to. So they decorated some pumpkins like that. We played a big game of bingo. Halloween bingo. Ava loves bingo. I found some Halloween bingo at Target. I said, cha-ching. I got a whole bunch of prizes. I had kind of like adult side and kid side. So the kids had like some fun activities, and there was some, sweet treats and candy and some kid drinks. I got the Welch's sparkling. Um, so it's like kid wine in a sense. But then I also did get some regular wine and some blankets and candles and some other alcoholic beverages, I think. Yeah. And that's kind of all I could scrap together real quick for adult bingo gifts. But yeah, it was really fun. We all played bingo a few rounds. Josh won the first like 3 or 4 rounds, and then that's when I was like, "You are done. You're done for the rest of the night." Like I bought all this stuff with the intention of other people having it. You cannot win all of the bingos. That's not going to be okay. That defeats the purpose of me having purchased bingo gifts. It's for everyone else, not for us. So, um, played bingo, and then the kids played freeze dance, so playing some Halloween songs, and they got to win a couple more prizes. And then I had purchased some like ceramic Halloween ornaments, so I had a box of ghost ornaments and a box of pumpkin ornaments, and the kids got to paint those. That was fun. Um, Let me see. I had some alcohol. I don't ever drink alcohol anymore. I got really tipsy off of half of a can of beer. It was what it was. But yeah, no, it was really fun. Just a nice time to relax, talk, you know? And then we ended the night after everybody left. Ava was like, "We're gonna watch K-pop Demon Hunters, right?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure." So pop some popcorn. We watched the first like 15 minutes and she passed out on the couch. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's bedtime." So we went to bed after that. It was like 11:30 by the time she fell asleep on the couch, which is fine, you know? It was Halloween. It was Friday night. It was okay. But it was really fun, and I'm really glad I got to like throw that Halloween party. It was really fun. And I don't know if we're gonna do that again next year or not. Kind of just depends on what Ava wants to do. So we'll see. But that was Friday. That was the 31st. And then November 1st was one of Josh's friend's kid's birthday. So the kid that had oh god. So the kids who had just came over to our house for the Halloween party, it was one of their birthdays. And it was the older sisters. And before they had left the Halloween party, she goes she comes up to me and she says, "Are you excited for my birthday party tomorrow?" And I said, "Heck yeah, I'm excited for your birthday party tomorrow. Like, of course." She goes, "Well, I'll give you a hint. I mentioned something about the theme of my party tonight." And I'm thinking to myself, this child didn't talk to me tonight. What are you saying that you told me something about your party tonight? You was running around my house with my child playing and stuff. You didn't talk to me. Like what? So I'm just like, okay. So we get up. I clean up the house because I left the house a whole mess. I get up, that next Saturday morning, clean up my house from this Halloween party from the night prior. Get ready, we go. Y'all, I they rented a party room at like a clubhouse at their apartment complex. And I walk into this party room and there is just a poster of Zach Baggins on the wall. And this child, mind you, she's turning 10. It's her 10th birthday. And there's a poster of Zach Baggins on the wall. And I come in, I'm like, what the hell is what? what is Zach Baggins doing on the wall? She goes, yeah, he's gonna be my husband one day. What? And I look, and she's got a poster, a personalized birthday poster banner that says, happy birthday, her name, and it's got a painted picture of the Ghost Adventures guys and Zach Baggins on this poster. And her aunt is the one who made it, and her aunt's like, she's the mother of the autistic kid that I had invited. So I know her. Look at her, and I said, what the hell is all this? Because I know she helped plan and put together the party. She goes, yeah, it was really weird painting Zach Baggins on a piece of paper. I look at the birthday girl. I said, What is it? Ghost Adventures? Zach Baggins? She goes, yeah, Zach Baggins. I love him. He's gonna be my husband one day. And I'm like, no, no. I'm like, all of the adults at this birthday party are just like, oh my god, why is she obsessed with Zach Baggins? Like, he's such a douchebag. Like, out of all of the themes and the people and the characters in the world that she could have picked, she picked a Zach Baggins themed birthday party. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my goodness. And it was crazy because the cake had the whole crew on it and had like some popular catchphrases that they say, and the cupcakes all had little catchphrases and had like equipment, little plastic cutout cartoon pictures of their equipment on there. She had pin the glasses on Zach Baggins. That's what the big poster was for. Pin the glasses on Zach Baggins. Oh my goodness. She had a shirt of Zach Baggins' face on it, and that was the birthday girl's birthday shirt. I cannot. I don't. What? That was the last thing. And so I'm thinking, and I'm like, wait, she said she mentioned to me. Oh my God, she did. So I'm remembering back to my Halloween party the previous night, and I remember now the in the moment at the party I remembered. Um, while they were painting their ceramic ghosts, I had came by, just to check up on them, just make sure everything's going well, make sure we're not painting faces, we're not painting the table, we're not painting the cat. I come by, hey, check on them, and the song Ghostbusters was playing, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Well, the song finishes at the time when I'm walking past them, checking up on them, and she looks at me, she goes, who would I call? Zach Baggins. And it kind of just threw me for a loop in the moment. I was like, what the fuck? Like, who would I call? Zach Baggins. I'm like, thinking to myself, unbeknownst to me, that's crazy. That's funny. Like, oh, you're so funny. Haha, Zach Baggins. And I go and I'm like, I go to Josh's friend. I'm like, your child's so funny. She's so funny. Ha ha ha. This is what she said. And he said, ugh, if only you knew. And he just left it at that. So I didn't think anything of it. So when I walk into the Zach Baggins and I realize, oh my God, this 10-year-old loves, like, probably almost legitimately is in love with Zach Baggins. That night when I got home, I wrote an email to one of the podcasts that I listened to, because one of the podcasts that I listened to was like really into not hating Zach Baggins, but kind of shitting on him. It's a long story. If you ever start listening to the podcast called And That's Why We Drink, you will understand. Christine Schieffer and Zach Baggins, they don't have a thing, but there's a thing. And that's all I'm gonna say. If you know, you know. And I wrote them an email about it, and I mean, honestly, I'd like if it was read on the podcast, but I totally get if it's not worthy of being read on the podcast, if it's kind of just more of like a oh ha ha little story between them or whatever. But either way, I'd probably poop my pants if my story was read on the podcast, because it's not like a spooky story, but it's like this is an inside joke on this podcast, and I have to share my very real life experience with you about this inside joke. Here it is. So anyway, yeah, I went to a 10-year-old's Zach Baggins themed birthday party the day after Halloween. I was not prepared for that, but I don't think any of us could have been prepared for that, honestly. Um, so that was that day. What happened on that Sunday though? I had something. Oh no, the Sunday I think I'm just getting stuff ready for our trip because we took a trip at the end of that week. So that, picture day, parent teacher conference, Halloween party, birthday party, that was the second week of the 3 weeks of fiasco. And then this third week, okay, so the third week, um, oh, that's what I did Sunday. So this third week was the beginning of November. And the beginning of every month for my job, we have the opportunity to work overtime because of, we have to like re-verify every month's every patient's insurance to make sure it's actually still active and make sure it still shows primary, you know, as the primary insurance. And so we get to work like a whole bunch of overtime because we have like, I don't know, like some 10,000 patients or whatever, and there's only like 5 or 6 of us. So we have to re-verify every patient's insurance. And so Sunday I worked like 7.5 hours overtime because that Thursday and Friday I knew I was going to be off and I wanted to make sure I had all of my patients taken care of. So I worked overtime Sunday all day. But because I did that, I ended up not having to work the overtime I thought I was going to work on Monday and Tuesday. Um, but Tuesday, Tuesday morning was crazy kind of because Tuesday, uh, woke up. Well, hold on, which day was it? Was it Monday? I think I woke up. I think Monday maybe I woke up and my car wouldn't start. No, that was the second week. Tuesday of the week before that. The Tuesday of the week of Halloween. That last Tuesday of October. I woke up and I went to go take Ava to school and my car wouldn't start because that Monday night prior, I had asked her to go get something out of my car. And instead of going to the driver's side directly and getting it out of my driver's side door, she opened up my passenger door, crawled across the console to my driver's side door, and ended up hitting my hazard button, my hazard lights button. So my hazard lights had been going off all night, and I park in a garage, so it's not like anybody else would have seen. So it killed my battery. I mean, but luckily, like, Josh wasn't too far away. He was able to come home, jumpstart me, and then go back to work. But so then that next Tuesday, the first Tuesday of November, I woke up. We woke up. We 7:30. We had a vet appointment for the dogs. They needed to get some shots because we were going to board them during our vacation, so we needed to get their shots updated. So therefore, and I had already emailed the school, but Ava was consequently late for school, so go over the mountain, get the dog shots. Come back over the mountain, drop off Ava to school. Go home real quick, drop off the dogs. Go back over the mountain to my dentist appointment. And then I didn't I didn't know, I didn't realize, I wasn't thinking. That was voting day for us US citizens. And so I guess I was by one of the voting polls, one of the voting places, because I came out for my dentist appointment and I had so much traffic. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, I need to get to work. Like, I already was called back late at the dentist. And then on top of it, so that means I'm getting out of the dentist late. And now I'm going to be even more late because of all this dang traffic. So finally get home and I'm like, you know, over the mountain, over the mountain, over the mountain, traffic, it's crazy. And that was that Tuesday. And then Wednesday, it's hurry up, make sure everything is ready because Thursday we leave on our vacation. And it was, oh my God, it was such a nice couples vacation, y'all. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Technically, really just Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but we left the place Sunday. We rented a cabin out in Mentone, Alabama, which is in the middle of nowhere in the mountains of Appalachia. Okay. It took, oh, hold on. I gotta think. So, Thursday morning, wake up, and Nana was watching Ava for us that Thursday, Friday. So Ava would still go to school. So Nana and I would get up, take Ava to school, come home, and then all of us we went out to like brunch kind of. We tried this new place called Lola's Cocina. Really good. I will definitely be going there for brunch again. I like their breakfast tacos. Their breakfast meals, food. It's good. So went there, and then we just left straight there and we went to Mentone, but we went through Scottsboro and we stopped at the unclaimed baggage store, which they have a sign that says you can't take pictures or video inside the store, which is crazy, but I get it. So I wasn't able to post or share anything. Um, it's one of those things you'll just have to go and like see it yourself if you ever have the opportunity. But it was really cool. We got some really good deals on some tech. I ended up getting a pair of Apple AirPod Max, which is the Apple headphones, um, for almost half off. I also got a largish, medium-sized JBL speaker, which is normally like a couple $100. I got it for like 60, and it's really good. And then Josh found one of the newer Steam Deck models. One of the newer models of the Steam Deck, and he got it for almost half off. So we walked out with some pretty good tech, if I do say so myself. I'm happy. I use my headphones frequently because they have the soundproof mode. So like when Josh and Ava are home at the end of the day, but I'm still working my last couple hours, it's nice because I can just put them on and then I can mute out the rest of the world. And it's nice because then it's like all quiet again because Ava's never quiet. And then Josh likes to watch TV afterwards to like help him relax and stuff, and so it's kind of nice. I can just mute them out. The only bad thing though is that Ava's really good at sneaking up on me when I have the soundproof muting on, so she has scared the crap out of me a couple times when I've been like working while having the rest of the world muted out. So it is what it is though. Um, but no, we went to the unclaimed baggage store in Scottsboro, and then we stopped at Walmart, got our groceries for the couple days, and then we went up. You guys have to go to my Instagram page. You guys have to look at these pictures. Oh my gosh. It was this beautiful little cabin. It was a one bedroom, one bathroom little cabin. So you walk into the main area. It's an open dining room, living room, kitchen was one large room, and you go through the other doorway, and it's like a good sized bedroom with a really good bathroom. And then out back, it's a little porch with a little kind of bistro set and a hot tub. Y'all, I was in that hot tub every day. I ain't even gonna lie. It was so worth it. And it was like the perfect time of the season too. Like all the leaves are turning yellow and orange and they're dying and they're falling off and it's just so beautiful in the Appalachian Mountains at this time. It's gorgeous. And um no skinwalkers, no mimics, no bears, no mountain lions. Everything was good. It was great. Um and there's a two-person shower. That was nice. And I'm gonna tell you now, no, we didn't do what you think we did in a two-person shower. Okay? I'll just put that out of your heads right now. Nothing like that happened in that shower. But I made breakfast for us every day and we ate outside at the little bistro set. All the leaves around us, and it was, I didn't have a child to worry about. I didn't have any dogs to worry about. I didn't have any cats to worry about. I didn't have any fish to worry about. I didn't have work to worry about. I didn't even really have him to worry about because we both just wanted to relax and not do anything. All I had to worry about was making sure dinner was cooked. You know, I cooked breakfast in the morning and then I cooked dinner in the evenings. And we just had some simple sandwich making supplies for lunch if we were hungry during that time. But honestly, I mean, we actually got to sleep and I slept in till 9 o'clock that Friday morning and Saturday morning. Sunday, I did wake up at 7 because Sunday was when we were leaving. But, um, no, I actually like slept in those days and it was awesome. And, one of the days so in Henniger, Alabama, they have a drive-in theater, and I wanted to go to the drive-in theater, but we didn't because I more so did not want to have to drive through the mountains like that in the dark. Because it was slimmer, like the trees are really up against the road and you're up in the mountains, so the wildlife, you have more potential of running into something you don't want to run into in the dark in the mountains. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. But we did go out to Henniger to Bama Boys Barbecue. 10 out of 10. We got their loaded barbecue baked potato. We got a half rack of ribs, and then we got a house salad, and we split it. Oh my God, they do it right. They do it right. If you're ever in the area and you like barbecue, do yourself a favor. And I got a slice of apple pie too. Oh, it was awesome. It was so good. So we went out for lunch and then we came back and I cooked, I don't know, steaks or maybe it was chicken parm. I don't remember. But I did tacos, steaks, and chicken. It ended up being chicken marinara because I forgot the Parmesan cheese. But those are the dinners that I made while we were there. And we watched some movies, which is crazy because we never have time to watch movies. I got to read a little bit of a book. We, I built, Ava and Josh had got me a Lego set. It was a Black Dahlia, but it was the Wednesday, the movie, the show Wednesday Addams. Um, the vase that the Black Dahlia goes in is the greenhouse from the first season of Wednesday, the show on Netflix. And it was really cool. So I built my Black Dahlia Lego set, and then he built his I got him last Christmas a Stormtrooper's helmet, Lego helmet. So he built that while we were there too. But it was so nice. There was a lot of points in time when I just sat there and just like stared out the window. Like I sat on the porch and I just listened to the leaves falling and stuff. And then there was a time when I sat on the front porch and listened to the leaves. And then right beside me and in front of me, two wasps smacked into each other and they started fighting. And I said, "Oh, that's my cue to go inside. The nature is done with me and I am done with the nature." Okay. But oh my goodness, I definitely will this cabin will be on the consideration list for next year. I think I'd like to try and take a couples trip every year now. Um, hold on. Oh my gosh, I need to take a drink again. Hold on. Today, I'm drinking vitamin water, the dragon fruit flavor. It's also called Power C, so it's got a lot of C vitamins in it. I think the dragon fruit one is my favorite one. Um, I also enjoy drinking their yellow energy one and their pink focus one. Um, yeah, I think those are really the only ones that I love. But no, I like the other two. I love this dragon fruit one. And just for the record, it is artificial dye free. The colors that you see in vitamin water are natural. So for those of you who are like, oh my god, but it's red, it's pink, it's yellow. Yeah, it's natural. So anyway, so yeah, it was really nice up there in the cabins and stuff. And next time or maybe just as a fun little trip, I'd like to go out to that movie theater because right now they're showing Truth and Treason, and I really want to watch that movie. If I remember correctly, it's this. It takes place in somewhere in Germany, I think, or just around Germany during World War II time. So it's this uh young young gentleman, this boy who is a Jew, and he's not allowed to go to these places anymore. And he's like, man, fuck this, and he types out some like anti-propagandic notes and starts like hanging them at like flyers around town. But it's these little red notes, and it's like, oh, like Hitler's a dick, don't follow him, like Jews are people too, not those things, but those things. And the Nazi police are like, who the hell's doing this? Who the hell is defaming our fearless leader? And he gets found and he goes to court. And I don't know what happens after that. That's just what I've seen on the commercials. So, I don't know. I think I'm coming into my wartime old man season, like people have like the old people um hobbies like sewing, knitting, crocheting, needle pointing, things like that. And like how like every old white man you either get into like golfing and whiskey or you get into like wartime memorabilia. I think I'm in the wartime memorabilia category. I love documentaries and learning more and more and hearing stories from like the World War II era, which it could just be because my grandpa was in World War II, but I don't know. I just I like it. It's cool. So, anyway, hold on. I need to something going on with my face. Excuse me. Um, total left field though, just to kind of finish off this episode. Um, so a couple months back, I was driving through town. I was on my way home and I came to this intersection and it was like we had the red light. So we stopped. I stopped in my turning lane. It's a double turning lane and I pulled up next to somebody who their license plate holder on the back said something about like the Nebraska Huskers, but it was Alabama plates, so they live here, but they're from Nebraska. And so I look over at the driver, and the driver happened to have looked at me, and I mouthed the words, "Go Big Red!" And she looks at me, and her eyes widen, and she's like, "Yeah!" Like, hell yeah, like you're from Nebraska, I'm from Nebraska, go Big Red, like we had like a moment. And then the light turned green, she went straight and I turned whatever. So I called my mom and I'm like, "Holy cow, mom, like I just saw someone from Nebraska, like, and this is what happened." She's like, "Wow, that's so cool." And I'm like, "No, dude, like that's really cool because I live so close to her. Like I just live like 2 blocks away from her. It's crazy. It was so cool." So I on that note, a few weeks ago was walking out of Walmart and I was passing by somebody and they were wearing a Nebraska hoodie. And I said, "Oh, hey, hell yeah, go Big Red." No, I said, "Hey, go Big Red, hell yeah." And they're gonna be like, "Oh, heck yeah, go Huskers," or whatever. And I look at her for like an extra second and I said, "Wait, are you the lady that I pulled up at that stoplight next to the Publix?" And then she cuts me off and she goes, "And you shouted 'Go Big Red' at me?" I said, "Oh my God, no way!" Like, what are the odds that I ran into this person a second time within the same year, probably within 60 days of each other? Two completely different parts of, not completely different, we're still in South Huntsville, but crazy, like, oh wow, like I ran into you in person now. Holy cow. I was like, "Oh, that's cool, that's cool." And she's like, "Yeah, heck yeah, it's cool. Okay, well, have a good day. Oh, all right, bye, because we've got shit to do." I immediately, like, I'm walking to my car and I call my mother. I'm like, "Mom, you're not going to believe what just happened to me. Like, I can't make this up." And she goes, "Well, did you ask where she's from in Nebraska? Did you ask how she got to Alabama?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, I wasn't thinking of any of that. I was just too stoked to see her again." So, the next time I see her, because I'm certain fate has it in store that I will see her again, uh, I'm gonna ask her like where from Nebraska she was from and why she's living in Huntsville, Alabama now. And interestingly enough, 2 days ago, I was on the road driving somewhere. I think I was driving to the pet food store. Pet food store? Yeah. And I was behind a truck, plated Alabama, but he had a little teeny tiny magnet on his truck that said Huskers, and it was a man driving it. And I said, "You know what? I bet that's her husband." Like, I'm willing to bet there's not enough people from Nebraska that live in Huntsville, especially South Huntsville. I bet that's her husband, you know? And it was also interesting, like a week or two ago, I saw an old lady driving a vehicle with a Nebraska N and Huskers across it. which is a very popular kind of stamp, like the Nebraska N with the word Huskers across it. That's a very popular kind of logo. I saw that and I'm like, oh wow. But it was also Alabama plated. So I'm like, well, I wonder if that's one of their parents. Like, I wonder if one of their parents moved here first and then they decided to move here also. And so now, like, one of their parents and them live here in Huntsville. That would be cool. Or the odds of Nebraskans now moving to Huntsville is just larger. I don't know. Maybe. I suppose it's a possibility. Um, but I don't think it's that big of a possibility, you know? Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully, though, I will run into her at some point in the next 6 months. I would like to see her again. I'm putting that into the universe now. Hey, universe, let me run into that Nebraska lady in the next 6 months, please. That would be really cool, you know? So, but anyway, that is my 3 weeks of hell, my 3 weeks of chaos, my 3 weeks of busyness. That's why that one TikTok I posted was like, me? Lose my mind? No, no, no. I lost that a long time ago because that was like a day or two. That was probably that Tuesday when I had to over the mountain, over the mountain, over the mountain traffic. And I'm like, oh my God. And then like my computer shut down. Oh, my computer's just been acting crazy for work. It's been effed. Totally effed. Oh, me? Crazy? Of course. Oh, I was so ready to go on that vacation, dude. I needed it so bad. And it was so nice. And now, I'm not saying it fixed my life, but it definitely helped, you know? So, well, but I'll quit. I'll quit jabbering your ear off and whatnot. I'll let you go do what you need to do or something. So, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll talk to y'all later though. I love you. Bye.